Hello, everybody, and welcome to another interview. Today, I am interviewing Top Hat the Hat.
Hello.
He's hi. He's cool. He works on OBC. He did Subway Seat in one. He's Top Hat in the Nightly Manor. Um, and well, yeah, it's pretty neat. If you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, hello. I am Top of the Hat, also known as Laszlo T. I have voice acted on One, OBC, and The Nightly Manor. I'm also a background artist and animator on Anime Insanity and Battle for Dream Island, Teapot.
Okay, so let's get into the first question. What is it like working on OBC?
Working on OBC is, I have to say, a blast. It's me and three of my greatest friends in the world. It's something that is sort of a slow burn in a way because, you know, we're all kind of approaching college age right now if we're not already in college, right?
I thought you guys were all
So,
in college.
uh, well, again, we're all approaching college age. Me and me and Diego, we're definitely in college. But besides for that, yeah, um, it's something that we kind of have to work on in our spare time. But whenever I do get to work on it, it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a huge creative outlet for all of us, I'd say. We all have our
Mhm.
own things to input into the show, so yeah, it's fun.
So, what by slow burn? What do you mean?
What I mean is, it's something. Okay, it's because we're not a sort of production studio. We're just four friends from a very long time ago who thought one day it would be really funny to start an object show, and then went way in over our heads. And
Yeah.
because of that, I think we produce some really good results. I am very proud of the stuff we make. However, because only the four of us and maybe some friends helping every once in a while, production does take a long
It's
time.
like a year. It takes like a year between episodes, right?
Yeah, yeah, it
You guys
does.
were writing
Uh,
OBC 5 when I was doing the McGodson interview, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, we were.
Sorry, I don't mean to like self plug. But I was just
Oh
busy
no,
with
it's your it's
production
it's 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 your
last
podcast by all means.
August. Last
Hmm.
August. Um. How do you write for OBC?
How do we write for OBC? Um, it's it pretty much just involves us for jumping into a call, being like, "This is the episode we want to make. These are some of the plot points." It's not. We don't usually do much setup beforehand, as in like we don't do very much outlines. It's just four of us in a Google document, sort of like spitballing ideas at each other. And I feel like sort of like our closeness sort of brings out this really fun sort of way of like building on top of jokes, right? Like
Hmm.
I'll throw out an idea and then McGausen will bounce off of that, Cherry will bounce off of that, Person will bounce off of that, and in the end we come up with something that's all like having us like rolling on the floor. It's a lot of fun.
So could you like go through the process of writing? I
Oh
guess I
yes,
guess
I
I guess to follow up on that, just go through the process of the whole episode creation.
whole episode. So um I think like when we start out, we sort of have this backlog of ideas, right? In between production, we have a channel in our little production server called just idea stuff. And it's where we throw any fun ideas we have, any jokes or whatever. And when an episode starts, like this one, we are just sort of like, okay, do we have any good ideas from here? And of course, I can't spoil the idea for this episode, but it was this sort of challenge that I've been wanting to do for a very long time. And from that, we were able to sort of like use that as our baseline. Like, this is our challenge. This is who's getting eliminated. Let's work from there. And from there, it's sort of us coming up with stuff as we go along, sort of like I said, building on top of each other. And definitely like going back into the ideas document when we're stuck, right? Or the ideas channel when we're stuck. And sort of seeing you know, what direction we can bring it in. And from that, typically we have a finished script in like 3 days. it's,
You guys sit
it's
on a
it's
boat
it's
for 3 days.
no. I'm saying like in three
Yeah, you guys
days.
get like you guys get no sleep, or you sleep on call. You're just developing OBC.
Oh man, uh,
We will
sometimes it
not
feels like
sleep
that.
until the
But for
episode is finished.
but for real, like our writing cycle is typically really short. And you want me to continue on with like the rest of the production cycle?
Just go in as much depth as you want.
Oh, okay, thank you. And from there, it's sort of going into okay, uh, like next we want to do voice acting, and like usually I also at the same time prepare backgrounds and props and stuff for the episode, just so we're sort of not losing any time. And I think voice acting is definitely another part that's really fun about it, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all I think just the collection of us, we all have a really fun range of voices. And I love hearing the finished products. And then typically after that it's splicing and audio editing. And this is sort of where production starts getting a little, I wouldn't say messy, but a little bit more abstract. You typically don't have like one audio processor or anything. Like it's sort
Yeah.
of the same way we build off of scripts, where I will splice some lines together, do some audio editing, and then Jenny will be like, or Cherry will be like, "Hey,
And
here's a fun idea, right?" And then she adds on top of that, and then
yeah.
and then maybe Jacob will be like, "Oh, this is here. We have this idea for a
Us.
song or like a little musical bit," and we'd sort of add on to that. So like our,
Mm-hmm. No, you continue.
I, as yeah, I'd say our audio editing follows sort of a similar structure.
Uh huh.
And then again, once we get to animation, I typically like to have all backgrounds done beforehand, but obviously with the last episode, there was a lot. So that was sort of happening at the same time. And this is where we sort of hit like a bottleneck. Um
Yeah.
Animation, every single animator on the planet has said this, but animation takes a long time. Even with us who have been, I think, are like pretty experienced in the object show community. It takes us a while to get animation done. And I do have to shout out some of like some friends right here. So like Single Candies, Diamond Cup, 600 Billion Laser, um, Snowy Packle. All of these people have been a tremendous help in getting animation done and sort of pushing this boulder, over the
Yeah.
final hill. Um,
Do you ever want to hire animators?
Higher. The thing is, we currently make no money from from OBC. And I don't know. It would be nice, I think, at some point if we could hire animators if we were making money off of it. But that's a like if and when sort of situation.
Yeah.
hmm
Continue.
And really to like wrap things up. Editing is also something that usually goes by pretty quick. I'd say like it takes us less than a week to throw everything together and get it shipped out.
So,
That
oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, sorry, but that is assuming we like hit no bottlenecks in case like Jacob's out of town and we want to record music. And we were kind of last episode we were like Jacob record this, Jacob record that. We were asking him for a lot of music, so that can definitely be a
He's just in Germany, and it's like
yeah.
3 a.m. and he's looking at his phone. He's about to go to bed, and you want him to record a guitar riff at
Oh yeah,
45
it's
seconds in the video. So, and then he's just like,
yeah. He's usually a good sport about it, but I do feel a little bad since we do ask a lot from him. Usually when we start like reaching like our final deadline too. But other than that, that's like the entire episode,
You have,
from
do,
front to back.
yeah. Do you have like a deadline? Like, 'cause if you want to get it out yearly.
We do not have set deadlines. We sort of start setting deadlines as we go. Um, and for this episode in particular, this last one, we sort of just, like had a deadline, right? But then something would come up within one of our lives, and we would be like, tapped out.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so usually, no, we do not have deadlines until we start reaching the end, and then we're like, okay, we got to get this out at this point. You
All right.
know. Mm-hmm.
Um. Okay. do you um do you want the feeling of just four friends screwing around making an object show to be the same as when people watch it?
Oh, for sure. That is definitely something we've talked about a lot. Um, yeah, and I'm always very afraid of losing that feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
we're always trying to keep it very very casual and not overthink things too much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So by casual, what do you mean?
What I mean by casual, I mean like in a perfect world, yes, we're making money off of it, and in a perfect world, we have millions of adoring fans who come knocking at our doors with cameras and everything.
Dude,
But
that would be
at the same
horrible.
but at
No,
the same time,
it's just be like after like you just meet a fan, they'd be over here like an hour later they'd come in like, "Hey, can you sign my plushie, please? Thanks. I know it's like 2 in the morning and you're trying to go to sleep. But I want you to sign my plushie and also eat my cookies that totally don't have ricin in them." It's just like no.
yeah, I'm joking around. Obviously, I
I know.
don't do that to
Yeah, no,
anyone.
don't.
But in a perfect world, it would be something we'd make money off of. It's something we would have a lot of fans surrounding it by. But like at the same time, I've always thought about like this is very much something I want to do because I like doing it, and also something because I like finishing what I start, right?
Hmm.
And I want this show. This is probably gonna sound kind of like strange out of context, but I want this show to end. I want it to have an ending because a lot of
Yeah,
shows sort of like
yeah, and
a lot of
I know
object shows,
I know what you mean by that.
yeah, a lot of object shows fizzle out. Like and a
Yeah,
lot it sort of fizzle out when they start getting good too.
I'm glad.
So,
Yeah,
huh?
sorry now. I think just a lot of object shows like that's the reason why a lot of object shows never happen is because they just kind of fizzle out and the creator doesn't have fun with it, and because it takes so long, because the animation
Mm-hmm.
takes so long, the creator doesn't enjoy it and they start aging and work on it less.
It's
So object shows get canceled a lot, and you have to put in you basically have to live, eat, and breathe an object show if you're gonna make one.
yeah, very very much so. And I like what you said. I think a lot of people sort of go into an object show being like, okay, this is gonna be so fun. Everyone, we're gonna make a show. We're gonna like bump our heads together. We're gonna make something, right? And they're so excited. They're so happy. And they get the first episode out. They get the intro out, right? And
Yeah, it's always an
then
intro. They're always like,
there's always an
guys,
intro.
and they always have some dubstep EDM music, just Candyland. Do 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 do. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut that out,
there's I've
please.
we've there's a little. I do have to say there's a bit of an inside joke with my friends where it's like if an object show releases its intro before the first episode is dead on arrival, you're never seeing that first episode.
Dude,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
it always happens. And but the thing is with OBC is like I've been really trying to motivate everyone. I think like everyone else is very motivated too to like be like
Hmm.
we aren't gonna let this fizzle out. We're gonna bring this to the end whether it kills us or not. And
Hmm.
yeah, I do definitely have to say I see why people quit object shows early. It's a lot of work and a lot of effort,
Yeah, and
a
also
lot
if
of
you're,
time.
especially for a four-person animation team, if four people take like 6 months, I think is what it was. If there's like a year time frame, 6 months
Hmm.
about for
Yeah,
animation. I don't think a single person can do that. I'm sorry. I
yeah.
hate to break dreams, kiddo, but I'm kind of it's hard. Go in
Well,
expecting
maybe
that.
that's
Okay,
maybe
that's
OBC will be the counter to that. Maybe we'll be
yeah.
like the hey, check this out. We got it done. You can too.
Yeah,
Please don't kill
okay.
your object show after three episodes.
That definitely came off as you're gonna fail, but which is not
No,
what I
no, not at
mean.
all.
Not what I mean. But
Yeah.
my point was is like if, you don't go in expecting the show to be over in a year unless you're, I don't know, unless your animation is very simplistic. With
Yeah.
especially, I think that's why one got things done so quickly was because the animation was just assets with drawn faces and
Oh, for sure.
backgrounds.
Yeah. Like I remember Cheesy would send us updates and be like, "Hey guys, I got 2 minutes of animation done today, and here's like the OBC crew, all who have worked on one, by the way." I'm just like, "Oh, cool, we got two this week." you know,
I got 2 minutes of animation done. I have 6 seconds of animation done within a month. Oh my god.
exactly. It takes a long time.
We're not even past the first question yet. We're already 15 minutes in. This is gonna be a
Oh
long one.
shoot.
It's fine, it's fine. If this interview goes past 3 hours, then cool.
hmm
Um, is OBC canceled?
Yes, OBC is 100% canceled. We are not working on it
No!
anymore.
No!
Um, Dead in the water. Do not contact us about it. Do not ask any questions about it. Don't even say the letters OBC in that order towards us.
Dang.
Okay? We are through and done with that show.
Dang, I'm so
Next
sad that
question.
CBO is canceled.
Next question.
Will there be an OBC 6?
Yeah.
Alright, so
Of
how's
course
that
it's
coming
gonna be
along?
OBC 6.
How's that coming along?
So OBC 6. This is a bit of an interesting episode because with the New York meetup and everything, and also with me just kind of having to be out of town at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
this is definitely our slowest writing episode. This is definitely the slowest episode it's taking us to write.
Took
I
you,
should have
how long
mentioned
did
it's
it...
not done, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
um,
as a recording, script isn't done.
where are you guys at right now?
I'd say we're a good like 50% through the script. And what
Holy.
kind of happened is that we were I think really what happened is that we kind of like lost steam. A lot of us were really tired and I think our brains were fizzled out near the end.
Mm-hmm.
Why'd you send the divorce gif? Oh, it's like that's us. Yeah, that's us. We by the way, the OBC crew, we don't talk to each other
Oh no
anymore.
no no!
We're over.
I was just saying. I was just sending you that because I thought you find it funny.
I do find it funny. I love gifs like that. Um anyways, uh
So you're about 50% through the script.
yeah.
Um, it's an interesting episode, and it took you longer
That's
to
all I can
write.
say. And one thing I want to mention is this is an episode I have been wanting to work on for a very, very, very long time. A sort of episode like this is a challenge idea that's been sitting in the back for a while. It's so nice to finally bust it out and be able to write it.
Mm. All right. Um. So,
Uh
why'd you
huh.
guys move from that person's channel onto another one? You guys moved OBC
Um,
from that person to another channel. Why'd you guys do that? That
Mostly just
would.
because we wanted to consolidate it in one area, right? And it's for a few different reasons. Number one, it might be a little petty, but I was kind of like, man, doesn't it always suck how people like are like OBC created by that person, and it's like, no, look in the credits, dummy. It's four of us. Secondly, it is something we kind of like want to hopefully monetize at some point, and definitely having like it be through one channel makes splitting the money a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Also, again, it's just like we sort of want this as a place where like everything OVC goes. We might make shorts, we might make like behind the scenes videos. We're not really quite 100% on it yet, but everything OVC just goes on this one channel. That's pretty much why it exists.
All right. Um, by splitting money, oh God, okay. I I'm gonna preface this to saying by again because I know I'm asking money questions. I asked how much money you get from animation in the last interview, but
Mhm.
trust me, I'm not here I'm not in the object show community to make money off of you guys. Or am
It's
I?
fine.
Or am I? I'm making money off of you dweebs. But anyways, laugh please. I don't want to feel mean.
It's fine. There's a laugh. It's a giggle.
How much do you guys typically make per episode? Is it like a good return?
I the thing is, um, when it was on that person channel, we've made some money, but it's such an inconsequential amount. I actually do not remember the exact figures.
Well, I mean, it's not even about the money for you guys at all. You
No,
guys want
it's
to screw
not.
around, and I get that. I mean,
Uh,
I respect
yeah.
that totally, and I would do the same. Totally.
Okay, actually, okay. I got the figures.
You pulled
So
it up.
from episode 1 to 4, we made 80 bintar and then split it in four, so $20 to each of us.
Bentar. What kind of
Yeah.
currency? What's currency? Bentar.
It's
Bentar
just
Development
American.
Incorporated.
It's a local. It's just a local thing where I'm from. That's what we call that's what we call U.S.
Bentar.
dollars.
Okay. I
U.S.
searched up what
dollars.
Bentar means. Bentar Development Incorporated, construction company in Clark County, Nevada. Address 7641 West Post Road, Las Vegas, Nevada 89113. Call Bentar Development Inc. Their phone is 702-366-1605. Do that. Tell them that the creators of OBC said hi.
Are
Don't
you gonna
actually do that.
don't add that to the internet. Don't splice that out. Splice that out. That cannot happen.
Don't do that, please.
We have another Keystone Motel incident.
Keystone Motel.
Oh wait, do you know about that?
No.
Oh, okay. I love you. Okay. So you're aware of Steven Universe, right?
I don't watch Steven Universe. I don't care.
But you're aware of it though, right?
Yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
So in an episode, Steven and he's dead and Garnet go to visit a hotel or a motel called Keystone Motel. And the thing is that there was a real Keystone Motel in real life, and it basically got review bombed by like a bunch of like rabid fans, and like they're just like a bunch of like garbage reviews on it, and like it was just like, it was a mess. It was a mess, just because like the fans recognized the name.
Wow.
Yeah,
It still has a 4.2 on Google.
yeah. I guess it's not bad, but yeah.
I've never stayed there. Because I don't. Because that's like super far away. But
Mhm.
I.
Yeah.
All right. Um. So how did you get into the OSC? What was that OBC again?
To the OVC. Into the OSC, I'd say like my vessel of entry was definitely through the world of, or not the world of WoW. 10 words of wisdom. And you know, the little show hosted by Carrie KH, or little camp hosted by Carrie KH. And it was mostly just like, huh?
If you if you weren't a if you weren't a BFDI fan, how'd you know about Carrie?
Well, I know I was a BFDI fan.
Ah, okay.
I mean,
Well,
like short and simple.
Yeah,
I'm in the OSC
OSC.
because I found out about Battle for Dream Island a very long time ago. But like the way I specifically entered it and started getting to know people was through CHWOW, and was through like just talking to people in the community, and that's how I met all the OBC guys.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. So, how did you start voice acting?
How did I start voice acting? I mean, I think just with OBC, of course, it was just like, hey, it's 4 people, we gotta have some voices on this, right? But specifically for one, it was a casting decision entirely made by Cheesy, right? And I'm very proud of the character he gave me. I really love voicing Subway C.
We'll get into one a bit later,
Oh
but
yeah. I'm just going over it like really quick.
yeah,
And then for literally okay, for the Nightly Manor, the
we already
entire
talked
thing
into
was
that.
I was
Yeah.
in a call with Alan, right? And I'm just gonna make this really quick. How I got voice acting on that is basically just wouldn't it be funny if the guy named Top Hat the Hat voiced Top Hat the character and he's like, yeah. And then that
I thought you
happened.
kind of named yourself after after that character.
Oh no, Top of the Hat, that name has been around since like 2015, I think. It's been a while.
Almost a decade.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel old. I'm not even old yet, but I feel old. 2015 was a
hmm
decade ago. I would have been in like a first grade.
Yeah, I was still in like I'm pretty sure like I was fresh into like middle school at that point.
I just got out
Or
of middle
no, no,
school.
I was not. I was not actually. I was in elementary.
Oh, elementary.
I was in elementary, yeah, I think.
I just got out of I just got out of middle school, so
Okay, cool. Freshman?
yeah, I'm a freshman.
Alright, cool.
Um, which is probably a lot younger than a lot of you expected.
Yeah.
um, so what's been your favorite character to voice act?
My favorite character to voice act.
Mm-hmm.
Lays. It's Lays. Lays is
Lays.
my favorite character to voice act. Yes.
Hmm.
Because when I was okay, when we first making OBC, I would just like, wouldn't it be funny if there was a character who screamed all the time? We made Lays, and he's my favorite character because I get to scream like this all the time, and it's so much fun. Sorry if my mic peaked.
Oh no, your mic doesn't peak at all.
Oh,
My mic peaks.
but yeah, Lays is definitely my favorite character to voice act. Subway C, very close second.
So what's the best thing about all of the characters you voice act, and could you go in depth on why?
Like, what do you mean the best thing? Like the best?
Like the
Uh,
best qualities of each character, why it's fun to voice act them if you like it, and then yeah, just more
okay.
detail.
So, so for Lays, obviously screaming. For 12, it's just you get to do this kind of voice, and it's a lot of fun. Gator and Powder is just me sort of like doing like I don't know, like sort of like half Muppets voice, half like sort of like gravelly voice, like it's
You're that
he's
old
something
man
he's
from the Muppets.
yeah. And what's another one? Evil Lays, of course. That's just me, but sort of like I take inspiration from Pin, how
Uh huh.
like how Carrie voices Pin, where like a lot of the syllables have this stress at the beginning, like that, and he's also very much more soft spoken.
Mhm.
Um, it's another one. So Subway C, I get to be sort of goofy with him. He's definitely like a bit of a dimwit, I would have to say.
Yeah.
And he's also someone he's very much sort of like he's very go with the flow as well. And I think it's a lot of fun voicing him, especially because I get to voice it like with McGauzin who does Whippy Creamy.
Mhm.
I think like the characters just have like really good chemistry, and so we see he's very oblivious, and
Yeah.
I get to sort of play that up a lot more with other characters. I don't say,
Yeah.
and for Top Hat, he's definitely like the strangest I've had to voice act, just on the basis that I mean, his boyfriend just blew up, so like that was definitely like something
I have
I
I have a confession to make.
yeah.
I haven't watched The Nightly Manor at all, so I didn't know that Top Hat was gay.
Oh well, yeah, well, pretty much, yeah. Um, but like he has to deal with like walkie talkie no longer being
I'm
around.
actually,
It's like,
yeah.
or wait, they call them. Wait, I mean, fucking GPS, not walkie-talkie. Fuck, GPS. Yeah, with GPS no longer being around, and it's definitely like I would say it's my heart. It was my hardest to voice act. Um, just because I am not someone. I don't think I'm someone who's much of a downer in real life. It's very hard for me to sort of do like a very like depressed voice.
Yeah. I mean, because you're
Hmm.
like a happy person, I can tell.
Yeah, I'm full of joy and whimsy, and Top Hat the character definitely is not. But
I.
it was still a fun experience nonetheless.
Are you like the kind of guy that like skips down the street to go and get a or skips down the sidewalk to go and like a get like a pack of root beer from the dollar store or something like that while whistling your favorite song? That cliche.
I, but kinda, yeah. One time I was like with my old roommates, some of my friends, and I was just like, like, man, it's such a great day, ain't it? It's really nice, and like my roommate just turned to me and was like, bro is filled with the joy of the hustle and bustle of the city, and I'm like, whatever the hell that means, man.
Have you seen the
God forbid I have a good time.
have you seen the Sneakers O'Toole gag from Family Guy?
Yes,
Your
I
Sneakers
have, I
O'Toole.
have.
Your Sneakers O'Toole.
I ain't taking my sneakers off because I am sneakers O'Toole.
Um So how was voice acting for one like okay, that was two likes. What was it what was the experience? And
What
how
was the
were you
experience?
cast?
I would say the experience was, well, I mean, the word I always want to use is like fun because I had a good time doing it. But above that, it was sort of nice that I was voicing in a project bigger than anything I'd worked on at that point.
Yeah.
One is just it's ballooned much larger than any of us could ever imagine, and my experience voice acting on it, it's like as the show went on, I would definitely say there was a lot more pressure, not from anyone, but just from like the idea
Yeah.
of how big this show is snowballing, right?
Mhm.
I don't know, but I wouldn't say like my experience was very unique or there wasn't anything really hard about it. It was genuinely just really fun getting to play that character and a character someone else wrote, not a character that I had involvement with. This
Yeah.
is someone from someone else's mind, and that's
Were
definitely
you
something different about it.
yeah. Were you like did you know about the ending before anybody else knew about it, and what was your first reaction what was your first reaction to it?
Actually, so I asked like I want to be as spoiler free as possible. Like, of course I was gonna voice act, right? And I said like, if
Yeah.
I didn't want my like non spoiler request to like interrupt like the writing or the voice acting because I'll gladly voice anything. But um my reaction to the end, my when I first saw the ending of the show, my first thought was, man, people are either going to be so pissed off about this or they're going to love it.
It was definitely
Um
mixed. Okay,
it
I
was
was
mixed.
listen. All right, I was in the one fan. I'm a moderator in the one fan Discord. I'm a moderator in the one fan Discord. All right,
Bless
and
your
that
soul, by
okay,
the way.
huh?
Doing God's work.
I'm listen. I'm contributing to the chaos. All right, I am no help, and I'm probably adding fuel to the fire. I'm gonna be banned within 3 weeks. All right, we're getting that out of the way. But
Mhm.
anyways, but anyways, it was it was so mixed because like there was so much like what the frick just happened. There was a comment in the video. I need to find it real quick. There's a whole copy pasta. But basically, I need to
Mhm.
find it. But there was a whole copy pasta. Here it is. So, there was a comment under the video there was a comment under the video. I'm not gonna say who it was from, but we just started spamming that copy pasta. It was
I
a
have seen
comment
this.
in the video, and it was freaking great. And
I'm looking.
we
Uh
just
huh.
started making a meme about it, and that was we basically took all of our "what the frick just happened" energy onto that. We started making memes about it. It was a mixed bag of emotions. It was just it was insane, and a lot of people were crying. I remember I was on the PC. And I was like, and when it cut to the credits, we were just like, no, no, what, no.
I see. Um, I'm reading this comment about John Duvak losing his voice. Fucking, I have to say this really quickly. Hearing John and person voice act like that was fucking
Oh,
scary because
it's
these two guys in
insane.
real life are
Yeah, they're
so soft spoken
they're
and so
so
sweet.
chill. They're so chill. If you
Genuinely.
watched a John Buck stream, he's like very, he's like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
Uh
you know, I talk to him a lot, and he's a very chill guy.
huh. But yeah,
Like,
I have
like,
so much
uh-huh.
respect for people who can like who can like who can like play in character and like just start being emotional, like, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Cause I'm a drama guy. All right, I'm a drama guy. I'm on the final two episodes of Better Call Saul, so I mean,
Oh, nice. Okay.
so I'm finishing up. I'm gonna watch the finale with my friend,
Hmm.
once I get there. But yeah, I'm a drama guy, and I think one definitely was like got me into it. It okay. There's no way to truly classify one, but we're getting off track here. What was the original question? What was it like voice acting?
Something
What was it like
voice
voice acting?
acting one, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, what was your reaction to that? It was mixed. People are gonna be super angry, I think.
My reaction. So,
Yeah.
um, the, let me see. So, when the one final was about to drop, I was thinking like, oh man, I've been working on this project for such a long time. I can't wait to see it come to a
You
close,
didn't even know.
right?
You didn't even know.
No,
Well, no,
I
because
did
you had
know,
no
and I'm like,
lines. You had no lines in. You had no lines
I
in the final episode.
I mean, I did know like some stuff about the episode because I did backgrounds on it, but other than that, I was pretty much like I did not know anything
Yeah.
except for backgrounds, really. Um, and uh, yeah, like at first I was super chill about it, right? Like I literally I was visiting my hometown at that time, right? And I just like
Yeah.
went down to like one of my favorite pizza spots, bought like a tiny pizza for myself, and like I'm gonna sit down and watch this with some friends. But as soon as it started, like my heart started like racing,
Oh my
right?
god, dude! During
And I was
the
like,
freaking day, the whole day, my hand was shaking.
I was
I
just
was
not expecting to be hit with like the rush that I did because I was really chill about it. I was like, I'm gonna grab some pizza and watch this show come to a close. But then I was like, oh man,
dude,
this is crazy.
I went in expecting the ending to be bittersweet. No, it was just bitter. It was
That's a good way of describing it. Yeah.
yeah, no, it's just bitter. The only
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. We're all right. One gushing over for now.
Uh
Um,
huh.
what was the website Droodle like?
Oh, ah! Oh my god, that's a fucked question. Don't drop that on me. Don't drop that on me. How do you know about that? How do you know about that? No, how do you know about that? How do you know about that?
I don't even.
Oh, no, no. You're not allowed to know. You're not allowed to know about that. Okay, but in all honesty, Droodle, fuck. I met some really good friends on there. I would definitely have to say though, I think the internet as it is now is so much better than it used to be, no matter what people say, because with Droodle, I think it was like my first introduction to like it's sort of like the nastier parts of the internet. I do have to say. I mean, it was a lot of fun for a while.
Okay,
Met a lot
okay.
of good friends there. I have characters. Yeah,
Pause for a second. I'm gonna
yeah.
stop the bit here. I don't know about Droodle. I've just played it up for the bit. Somebody else asked the question, so can you tell me what Droodle was?
What Droodle? Okay, I did not expect that. That's a fucking deep cut, man. Anyways, what Droodle is? So it's basically this website where you can post a picture, and then someone can reply it and draw on top of it, and just go down, down,
Oh,
down.
okay. So yeah, I can see
Yeah,
how
so
bad that
it's
could
it's like
get.
it's
How many
yeah,
people
and
just
like
spammed the N word?
oh,
I'm gonna
oh,
guess. I'm
for
gonna
sure.
guess about every drawing. I'm gonna
Yeah,
guess.
yeah. Um, so, and it was a lot of fun because it was my first introduction to um, sorry, I'm getting DM'd about work stuff right now. Anyways,
Man, get off
um,
work. This is an interview.
that's the interview. Anyways,
I'm kidding.
what
I'm
was it?
kidding.
So,
Droodle.
Drew, yeah, where were they with it? I definitely have to say, like, it's something that I met a lot of good friends there, and I have
Uh
like
huh.
characters from there that I still have to this day, right? Like the Top at the Hat persona has been around since 2014 at this point because of Droodle. Um, but otherwise, it's really not what it is anymore. I don't really like visiting it because I do feel like it was sort of a bad introduction. It was a bad influence on me. It definitely as a younger kid, sort of being in like this very unfiltered internet landscape,
Well, I mean,
you
yeah. It
know.
was just. I mean,
Uh,
Newground. It was in the age of Newgrounds, I think, right?
Well, a little bit afterwards, but yeah. I mean, it was in the same vein as Newgrounds, where it's like it's very unfiltered,
Mm-hmm.
very wild, 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 wild west.
Yeah.
And again, I do have some like long term friends from there. I don't talk to Alex Lane that much anymore, but he's still a really cool guy. 600 billion laser, a very old friend from that website. Um, I love them. They're
Mm-hmm.
an outstanding individual. And even some people like Wormy. We're still mutuals on Twitter, which is cool. So I do have to say, like, I've made some good relationships from it. Yeah.
Have you had Springtastic cereal?
No, I have not. I did get to design the springs on the box though, so there's that.
Alrighty. Um. All right. Rate your Top Hat experience 1 to 10.
Top Hat experience 1 to 10. Like what do you mean?
Answer
What
the
is that? What is
question. Rate
what
the
Top Hat
Top Hat
experience? I mean,
experience.
Top
Most.
Hat
By
experience
the way,
like
I'm gonna preface this by saying, I got some of these questions from the one Discord. So,
who asked a Droodle question? Who did that?
I don't. Okay. Well, I guess I just say their name anyways. Weak.
Week. Okay, I did not know who this person is. Because I was 9% sure. Like, oh my god, someone I know probably asked that question. Anyways,
Yeah.
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 The Top Hat experience. I'd say the Top Hat experience is a 10 out of 10. I like being me. I'm proud of where I am right now. Top Hat experience 10 out of 10. I wouldn't have it any other way. Except for I don't know more money, but no one everyone wants that.
um. So, at the New York meetup, did you get recognized at all?
I did not go to either of
Oh,
the
well,
meetups actually.
okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was not able to make it this year.
All right. So, what is or was your favorite show to voice act for?
OBC.
I think we kind of, yeah, I think we kind of answered that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I guess. What was it like working for the Nightly Manor?
What was it like working for the Nightly Manor?
Hmm.
I mean, I do have to say this is like my first experience with like working on a sort of like project like that with a lot of people I didn't know or wasn't super familiar with. This is I definitely say like I'm not saying this is in like a as in like a as like an individualistic sort of way. Like I definitely do have to say that there are different sides to the OSC, right? And this is my first experience really getting to know this particular side of the OSC.
Yeah.
But it was really nice, regardless, getting to work with them,
Yeah.
and get to voice act alongside them.
Excuse me for a moment. What was
Uh
that?
huh.
What was that? What was that side of the OSC? Was it like the non competition side? Or...
Well, I mean, side of the OSC as in like the particular group of people who work on it, you know.
Mm.
Not necessarily like the genre show it fits under. And I don't want to like throw any buzzwords or anything to sort of like fit these people into a certain group or like a tag or anything. But like it was my first time working with like a different group of people, and it was a lot of fun, really getting to know them and getting to work alongside them.
Mhm. Um.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what is your favorite part about your art style and the way it is developed over time?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I definitely have to say I I've always sort of like one, and this is particularly with like with backgrounds and everything. I've wanted to branch out a lot, and I have done it before. Like, I practice like I practice like urban sketching with like pen and paper, and I like paint in Photoshop a lot. But I have to say, like working with the limitations of Flash and seeing how far I can like stretch this very simple vector program is definitely something that I find a lot of fun and results in some really fun. I think the way it processes shapes and the way it processes um
Yeah.
vector art, getting to like control that and rein it in and be able to get some really nice shapes and really nice colors out of it. It's a really sort of unique experience. So I would have to say my favorite part of my art style is is just the Flash influence. Definitely the Flash influence.
So, which art style do you prefer more in animation? Do you prefer the modern, hand drawn, BFDI style that I guess people are more gravitating towards? That people are gravitating towards more now, or do you prefer like the old fashioned kind of kind of the Inanimate Insanity season 2 type animation? Like, which do you prefer more?
Um, I mean, I definitely like hand drawn a lot,
Hmm.
especially because you can really see the individual artist personality come out a lot more in it.
It's a lot more fun and bouncy.
Well, not
Yeah.
necessarily. What
Oh.
I'm saying is you get to see when you all have like the same assets, right? When you all have like these pre-drawn limbs, it sort of forces you into a very particular
Mm-hmm.
style, right? But with hand drawn, I get to see people sort of like the certain way they draw faces and the certain way they make things move. It really just comes
Mm-hmm.
out a lot more, and it's a lot more. There's a lot more personality in it, and that's why I prefer, uh, at least with object shows, hand drawn.
Okay. So, um, all right. Is Whippy Seat real?
Um, Comes down to a matter of perspective. If you believe in your heart of hearts, it is real. And if you don't, it's not real. it's it's a it's up to you. It's up to the interpretation of the viewer, I would say.
One sec. Lame! I hope you laughed at that. I had to get up
All
from my
right.
chair and messed up my whole thing.
I thought you were like yelling at your dog or something.
Haven't I named my dog Lame?
I didn't quite it didn't quite register to me as a word lame. I thought you just like got up and shouted like Like, I don't know, Liam or something. Like, coincidentally, your dog is named Liam. Yes.
Why did my dog disappear? Why did my dog, my dog, no. My dog disappeared.
If you're listening to this podcast, right? By the way, or interview, like, please, like, draw Liam as a dog and send it to Cheesy. It's his favorite form of artwork. Just do it as much as you can.
Oh my god, reminding me of that. There are My Little Pony versions of the character. There are My Little Pony versions of the characters.
Oh,
Like, why? Like, why is that necessary? Why do we need
I'd
to
say-
ponyfy everything?
I mean, I'd say let people have fun with it. You know,
I mean, yeah,
it's
let
people have different ways of
let people have fun.
digesting media.
Express themselves. That kind of came off across as you're not allowed to draw, but do we really need to ponyfy everything?
I mean, if people want to ponyfy stuff, then that's cool. Actually, hold on. There's a really cool one. Subway C1 pony. Has anyone made it? Huh, I can't find any results. You're just straight up lying too. Genuinely,
Huh?
you're straight up lying. I can't find any Subway C as My Little Pony characters. This is lame. It sucks.
All right.
I don't know,
Everybody, your goal is to make your goal is to make My Little Pony art of Subway Seat and Whippy Creamy potentially, and then add
Oh no! Trust me,
add
definitely
Top Hat.
Whippy Creamy. Definitely Whippy Creamy.
Just ponyfy everything.
Yeah. Also send it to Cheesy HFJ. He loves that stuff.
All right. This is the question that I wrote, and it's completely unrelated to anything. It's not even really a question, but I just found it funny. We give an alcoholic, a gambler, and a gambler a house, family, and job to see who can lose all three the fastest. We call it Race to the Streets.
And what's the question? Who I think like lose everything faster?
I don't know. It's just like
Who that's interesting because like I
Here's
say
the question.
Well, no. I definitely say like the alcoholic because if you drink alcohol, it's just like if you spend all your money on alcohol, that's just a downwards. That's just constantly downwards. However, if you gamble, you have the chance of winning it big and never having to worry about like.
But then they'll just
money
go
again. So like.
But then they'll just go back and spend it all. If you win $10,000, there's
Not if you win it big enough. Not if you win it big enough.
They're gambling addicts.
No. If you no. Trust me, guys. Trust me, guys. Keep gambling. All right. Even if you're all out of money and you think you're near the end, you never know what's around the corner. Okay.
Horrible advice.
Like, no. It's just like gambling's fun, man. I love gambling. I mean, I've lost some money. I've won some money. Like. Even if you lose like everything, it's at least like a fun experience.
Yeah.
You know, getting to sit in front of the slots and all the flashing lights and surrounded by like 50 old people draining their life savings away. It's a great experience. Gamble, please.
Okay. Let's preface this by saying gamble smart. Go in expecting to lose all of the money, all right? Don't be an idiot. Don't like drain away all of your money, all of your family's money and then be dying.
Yeah, but in like the off chance the likely chance that you do make some money back, like your family will love you for it. You just like doubled their income. Anyways, enough of this.
Yeah, this is
enough gambling.
All right. So, but okay. I guess we're gonna go back to one. What was your describe what it was like working for one? Try and go in as deep as depth as possible. I think I asked this question. I don't know why I'm doing this. Maybe I asked.
Well, you asked the voice acting. I mean, the other one was more with voice acting. but it's mostly the same. But I did help with backgrounds here and there. Um, I definitely I think one thing I can bring up is I am someone who's very picky with backgrounds, right? And I have like a lot of experience
Mhm.
doing like landscape art. And there was so much push and pull between me and Cheesy. Like when I started seeing the backgrounds he was making, uh, like there was one time where he handed in a sketch to me for like Aries Forest, and there was like the shittiest tree I've ever seen in my life in front of me, and I'm like, Isaac, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to work with this?
Hang on. I'm gonna MS Paint this real quick. Just
Oh no, I could show you the tree that made it. Like
show
the
me the
thing is,
tree.
I thought it was so fucking funny that like it made its way into the episode. I just traced what he drew because I thought it was that funny. Let me find it.
That must have been a horrible tree.
I mean, it wasn't horrible. It's just its proportions were off, definitely. Give me a second. I'm gonna look in the.
Just send me. You know what we should do? I don't know if this is allowed, but like send me this all of the sketches he gave you for backgrounds. That would actually be kind of cool.
I do think he wants to keep that on the down low for now.
All
But I
right.
can show you I can show you the final since it made its way into the episode.
Okay. How much unreleased one content is there?
Um, as far as I know, there's a bit, but like I don't know. It probably goes a lot deeper than even I expect. So I don't really know the full scope of it.
I think a lot of people. I think a lot of. I just looked at the copy pasta again and it made me smile. I think a lot of people are expecting a. Are expecting a. Alright, I'm getting off one because I'm gonna be gushing about it forever, and I feel
Hmm.
like, I feel like people are gonna get like mad at me for like talk. It's like the only thing I've talked about over these entire over a
I
lot
mean,
of these
it's
interviews.
it's quite an influential show. It makes sense.
So I hope
It's
I hope my gushing about one isn't disrupting anybody. Um, a lot of this is also like in one take. I don't really like to cut anything unless the
uh
person specifically says. Um, or it's like so unusable that like I have to cut it.
yeah.
Like I remember during my urinating tree interview, which is it's my least favorite interview. It's freaking horrible. I don't like it. I hate it. But I remember when I did that. I got a call from my dad, and there was like 15 minutes of silence. It's just like 15 minutes
That's awesome, man.
of complete. It's not in the interview anymore, but it's like 15 minutes of just complete silence because I was on the phone with my dad. He asked me what I wanted from the
Hmm.
grocery store so we could have dinner that night.
What did you get? Do you remember?
Brats.
Nice. Bratwursts are good.
Yeah. Did you ever find the screwed up tree or not?
I found the sketch. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want me revealing anything though. Anyways, in Aries Forest, if you see a really fucked up looking tree, that's because I got handed the worst sketch imaginable and I thought it
What?
was so funny I kept it in.
What? What was the scene that it had it in? That it had it in.
I can't remember like in particular, but like it was in Aries Forest somewhere. That's all I remember.
What was happening?
I don't know. I just did the backgrounds because the thing is, I didn't want to be spoiled very much, So I did the background and then waited for the episode to come out. Didn't know particularly which scenes
Was there
I
like
was
some kind
doing
of
them for.
Discord server, or was it just all through DMs?
Um. Oh, it was. Oh shit! Thank you for saying that. It was through DMs. Maybe I could find like the tree. Give me a sec. You might want to cut out this part. It's gonna take me a while to search.
Okay. I'm just gonna play Geometry Dash, I
Uh.
guess.
Okay.
We've been doing this for an hour.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Oh, how many questions do we got left?
I don't even know. I'm just kind of going out of order.
Okay,
I hope
let
you
me see
saved like a
here.
whole day.
Oh yeah, I did. Uh, where is that fucking tree? Did it even make it into the episode?
Huh?
Yes, it did.
What? 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 Huh? Huh?
It did. Okay, I found the fucking tree.
You
I
found
found
the
that goddamn
tree.
tree.
You found the tree.
Okay, so like
Oh,
middle.
this was in this was in the this was in the this was in the finale, I think, right?
Yeah, and
Oh
let me
my god.
highlight the tree in particular
I
really
think
quick.
I think I found the tree.
The one that looks like a matchstick. Yeah. So it was definitely it was this little guy. It was this little guy right here. This. Okay, I was so mad when I got the sketch and I saw this tree that I added it in.
Kind of. Did you say anything about it?
Yes, I did because I laughed hysterically. I think it was on like a voice call, and I laughed fucking hysterically when Isaac sent me the sketch. I definitely said something about it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
What was your favorite background to do in one?
Oh, favorite background to do in one. Uh, I think I would definitely say it was the it was a swamp background.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'd have to say it was mostly actually Cherry who did the original like sketch of it and the original version of it. But when it came time for me to do uh the bridge version, it was a lot of fun replicating that style, I have to say.
Yeah. Um. All right. And I guess on the
Yeah.
topic of backgrounds, what's been your biggest inspiration and influence when it comes to your background designs and helping work on object shows?
Oh, like okay, wait. So in particular with object shows or just like inspiration in general?
Whatever. Answer the question however you want. I'm just the person who interviews.
Okay. I actually so I have a list I keep on my computer.
Mm-hmm.
Um of like different artists I go and look at whenever I am in need of inspiration. And the way to be top of that list is my favorite background slash landscape artist of all time, Ivan Earl. I will send some of his work
Mm-hmm.
really quick. So he is a professional. He was a professional oil painter who has worked
Yeah.
on like a couple different Disney productions, but most notably Sleeping Beauty. And I'm just gonna show some of his work really quick. I think he has such an interesting method of composition that I've really tried to replicate, and a method of
Looks like
composition
AI
that I don't
art.
really.
Oh
Well,
my god. That's
don't say that.
beautiful.
This is way before AI. This is masterwork.
No,
This
no,
is
no.
every
I
dot.
know.
Is
I said
made.
that. I said it was beautiful.
Okay, yeah.
AI art looks beautiful. That's why I was comparing it to that. Holy crap! This is awesome.
And like, yeah, it's really good stuff. It's and I've he's definitely a big inspiration for when I was like
Yeah.
trying to do background art and trying to do OBC and all that. I love his art to bits.
I
It's some of my favorite in the world.
yeah. I like. I see some Leonardo da Vinci vibes.
Hmm. Uh, like I still I think study him like pretty much all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send one more here. I really love this
My personal. Oh,
park. Uh
ooh,
huh.
that looks cool. I think my personal favorite artist is Ivan Seal. You,
That's very
you know
close.
him?
Ivan what?
Ivan Seal.
Or is it Ivan Seal?
He made the
Oh yes, yes,
he made the
yes,
covers for Everywhere at the End of Time. And
yes. This is really good artwork. Yeah.
um but yeah, how'd you in terms of OBC, how'd you get that going?
how to get that going?
Yeah, how'd you get
Um,
into that?
like in terms of backgrounds
Yeah, like how'd you get your
or
inspiration in terms of backgrounds
OBC. Okay, this is
obviously.
really fun. Um, so when we were doing episode 3 and we were sort of like, okay, we're gonna broaden our scope here a bit. I think one thing that was bothering me about object shows at the time is that a lot of them take place in a plane of grass, right?
Hmm.
But I feel like a lot of people kind of don't really consider why are they here, and more importantly, like what kind of character can you bring out of this plane of grass, or why are they in a or like I should say why it is a plane of grass, if that makes sense. And my first thought was like,
Hmm.
oh, it could potentially be like farmland or somewhere out in the country. And from that, I was actually again visiting my hometown at that point, which is in Central California, where Ivan Earl also lived and painted. And it was sort of
Yeah.
like it sort of came together to be like, man, I really love just the landscapes around here. I am going to just pivot off of that. And there was like a couple of different iterations. I'd say it took me
Hmm.
like 4 or 5 different iterations of the background to finally like reach a style that I liked. But as I was doing it, it was mostly just coming down to like studying the world around me and sort of taking inspiration from that.
Yeah.
Um, and in particular, I just have to mention this really quick because this is like one of my favorite little tidbits of information about it. So the reason the trees are blue in OBC was because at the time
Yeah.
BFB was happening, right, and they had the yellow trees, and everyone was like, "Whoa, that's so different!" I expected them to be green, but they're yellow,
No
and
way.
I
No
was like,
way. Oh my god. No way. Trees are yellow,
no,
but they
people were
always
flipping out
they
about that.
always
That
turn
was
yellow in fall.
that
Insane.
was, but it was like I'm saying people that was like in like like an official environment where like it's very much a closed system. Introducing something like that freaks people out. So I was like, oh, I can do one step better. I'll make the trees blue. And the reason I did that was because I was out one day
Hmm.
on a walk and I looked at the hill in the distance. I noticed that because of the air, the trees all the way out on the hills
Hmm.
looked blue. This like navy blue, and I thought like, imagine if you could just walk up to that,
Would
right?
that not feel like you'd be
And
an OBC? Like you were
exactly,
in
and
the show itself?
that was sort of my idea. Like, what if you could walk up to these trees and they remained the same color when you got closer? That would look very interesting. So that was sort of just how that happened. Yeah.
Alright.
Anything else?
I thought you had more. All right, so we still have like 5 questions left. I think
Okay.
if there's not any that I'm missing. Um, what is your favorite part about your art style and the way it's developed over time?
I believe I've already answered that.
Mm. Okay. I guess I'm stupid. um, do you think object shows have become commercialized?
Um, that's a really tough question to answer. um, man, the thing is, I don't really want to put my opinions out there on this because I do work closely with like a lot of people in the OSC, right? And it's too commercialized. I mean, I don't know. I I have my opinions on it. I'd have to say if people are in a position where they can comfortably make money off of an object show, that's cool. Like genuinely, that's good. And beyond that, I don't know. I don't really know how to answer this question. Really.
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. The thing is, I personally feel like on some level, it has, especially with like the bigger stuff. Um,
Hmm.
and this is I feel, and this is nothing against the creators. They still make great shows, but like it just I feel like at some point, once the community gets so big, you kind of lose that honed in sense of it's just a couple kids screwing around and making a little funny flash show, you know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
You kind of miss that.
Hmm.
And that's what I want back, you know? That's why I like OBC so much, is because it gives me that feeling that it's just a couple of kids screwing around and making a funny show.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you're able to pick up that vibe from it. And and this is I don't want to comment on like anyone else's object show, but for OVC in particular, our sort of whole thing is we're making it for fun, we're getting it done, and if we can make money on top of it, that would be really, really cool. That's our philosophy so far.
How long do you expect to be doing OBC for?
We're taking that shit to our graves. Sorry, are we allowed to curse on this?
It's so far into the interview at this point. It's just like, whatever. People have. I don't care. I've had Gary before all that crap came out about him, so you know
Okay, yeah.
I probably shouldn't have
Um,
mentioned that.
you can just cut it out. But what is it? Sorry, I blanked on the question for whatever reason.
Um. Uh. How long do you
Oh yeah,
think you'll be doing?
commercialize. Oh, how long do you think? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, sorry. So how
that's
long are we
fine.
gonna be doing this for? Probably for a while. Probably for a while. I'm not really sure, but again, even if I'm like 50 years old and we get the final episode out, I'm gonna be like, thank God we got this done. We
Mm-hmm.
started what we finished, and we didn't let people down. I guess
Yeah.
we didn't let ourselves down. Yeah. So I'm not sure how long it's gonna take, but it's gonna get done no matter what happens.
You're gonna be like 90, and the OSC's gonna be dead, and you're still gonna hop on whatever virtual digital call. No, you're gonna telepathically communicate at this point, so far into the
Oh yeah,
future,
we're
and
just
you're
gonna
gonna
like
be
plug into
like,
each other's brains and go into like the
and
hyper world and
you're just gonna be like, okay, and he's gonna say, "No, that's my forest." Good one, Diego, man. Good one, good one. And you're gonna like have heart
yeah.
palpitations and die.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any advice for up and coming creators?
um, I'd say up and coming creators, get it done. Get it done. All right. Like that's the big thing. If you ever want to learn the entire process of something, if you just start from the beginning over and over and over again, you're not going to learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, right? You gotta make it to the end, and even if you don't like it, right? That's experience. You're gonna be able to build off of that. You're gonna be able to learn new things from it, and that's all. That's like my experience. That's my experience. That's my advice. Is to just keep going. Don't give up. Genuine. I
Yeah.
know that's like pretty generic advice, but like seriously, it's definitely a learning experience. It takes a lot of time for whatever you're doing.
Um. How do you organize yourself?
Myself,
Yeah, like how do you
uh,
organize your daily routine with a bunch of other stuff?
a
Yeah.
daily routine. I mean,
Do you just kind of go about your day? Do you have like a planner and
a
stuff?
planner. Mostly what it is like I set deadlines for myself when it comes to work. Um, and sometimes I hit them, sometimes I don't. But right now it's summer. But besides for that, like assuming like I'm in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to commute to my college. I have to I have to shop, cook for myself, uh, clean my
Yeah.
apartment and everything,
You're
right?
an adult
So
now.
I'm an adult now. Yeah, so like a lot of that stuff just kind of comes with being an adult. So kind of like setting deadlines for myself with work really really helps a lot. That's how I get stuff done because sometimes I get home or like sometimes it's the weekend and I wake up and it's like ah you know what, I'm just
Hmm.
gonna lay in bed all day. But that's typically something that doesn't help.
That's what I
Another thing
do
too is
all
I'm
day.
I'm I'm a bit of a procrastinator, and
Aren't we all?
yeah, and I think like for me, I try to like get the most boring or like tedious work done first, so I can look forward to doing work
Hmm.
that's a little bit more freeing. Like I always do homework before I do creative work, right? And that's because homework
Yeah.
is boring and it's monotonous. But it's sort of like this thing where it's like I'm able to look forward. What helps me get done is I look forward to getting the fun work done, right? And if it's the other way around, the only thing that sits in my mind while I'm doing anything fun is, man, I'm being so unproductive with other stuff right now. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you majoring in college?
Majoring in,
Yeah, what are you?
currently I'm majoring in forestry.
Uh, hang on. In
Uh huh.
forestry?
Forestry, yeah. And
Forestry.
that's forestry, yeah.
So you're
Which
basically
is
gonna
kind
be.
of
So you're gonna be
yeah.
caring for forests.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like a few different routes
Forestry.
I kind of want to go
Forestry.
with it. I can either do like restoration, right?
Mm-hmm.
Another thing I really want to do is like urban forestry, which is sort of like the act of taking care of and promoting like healthy trees in an
So
urban
that's
environment.
why your favorite artist draws a bunch of trees.
I just like trees. Honestly, I think that goes hand in hand with my
what's
obsession with like landscapes and whatever.
what's the coolest tree fact you know?
Coolest tree fact. Oh, you should have asked that. Coolest tree fact I know. Coolest. Like what's the coolest thing?
Give
Um
me you can give me like three.
give you three. Okay. I'll give you one of my favorite facts. So, there exists a tree on the planet Earth called a cook
Yeah, because
pine.
there's not gonna be a tree on freaking Mars.
And so here's an interesting thing about trees.
Hmm.
They always like to grow in accordance or like tangential to the earth, to the gravity's earth, right? So like
Yeah.
even if a tree comes out of the ground sideways, it's eventually going to correct itself and its trunk is going to be 9 degrees to the gravity of earth, right?
Yeah.
Now the cook pine is very strange. It is a species of puzzle monkey tree, and
Hmm.
which sounds very very strange, but like the TLDR version of it, it's like what pine trees are to the northern hemisphere, um, monkey trees are to the southern hemisphere, and they grow on in New Caledonia, which is on the equator, right? And in their native environment, they grow just like any other tree, right? Where they always grow straight out of the ground. Now, what is very strange about them, if you take a cook
Hmm.
pine, right, and you plant it anywhere else in the world, it's going to lean towards the equator.
Yeah.
Yeah, it leans towards the equator. So, for example, if you plant one in like
Huh.
New Zealand, some
That's
people have planted them in New
cool.
Zealand, they point towards the equator. No other tree does this. And in the north, right? Like let's say you plant
Hmm.
one in like New York, it will point south, right?
Wow.
And the craziest thing is, the further away you get from the equator, the more
The
dramatic it leans over.
So if you planted a
No one knows
tree
why
in
it
the
does that.
freaking South Pole, theoretically, I don't know how you could do that. You couldn't. Can you? Can you?
Probably not.
Oh, well, okay. But, if you planted a tree in the South Pole, it would basically just be on the floor.
Yeah, it's incredibly interesting. No other tree does this because again, every single tree, no matter where you plant it, likes to grow tangential to the ground, right? Like let's say you take a tree from like from like that grows in like Canada and plant it in like I don't know Nicaragua, right? First of all, damn, that'll be really hard to grow. But secondly, if you do manage to get to grow, it's still gonna grow straight up and down, right?
Yeah.
Every tree does this, and vice versa. You know, have a greenhouse up in Finland, and you bring some plant from like the Mediterranean, right? It'll grow just fine, up and down. But cook pines, no, they lean. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite tree facts.
All right. That turned from advice to up and coming creators to tree facts.
Well, you asked, and I will provide tree facts.
Is there any voice acting tips you can give somebody?
Voice acting tips.
Yeah.
Oh, voice acting tips. I think like the best thing you can do for a character isn't to sort of like mimic a certain voice, but to understand the sort of temperament or the personality of a character. And maybe that's a bit of generic advice, but seriously, when you think about it, like the way a character reacts to stuff and the way they're written is definitely dependent on their personality. And so, you know, their voice is obviously dependent on their personality as well. So it's just something to keep in mind when you voice a character, I guess.
All right. For fun, do an improv skit on one of your characters trying to stop someone from bringing flip-flops to McDonald's.
Bring flip-flops to McDonald's. Okay.
It could be any of your characters. It could be Subway Seat, Lay's. It could be Top Hat.
Subway. I can't do Subway Seat obviously because he doesn't have feet, but he can't wear shoes. But
Well, no, they're trying to stop somebody from bringing flip-flops to McDonald's. They're not wearing the flip-flops. They're trying to stop them.
Okay. Stop someone from. Okay, I'm gonna do. This is gonna be top. So the aggregator is going to be Top Hat, and the person trying to bring in flip flops is going to be Lay's. Okay.
All right. By the way,
Hey.
I would suggest turning off noise suppression. I would suggest turning off noise suppression for Lay's because you were cutting out when you were doing him.
Oh shit! Okay, let me do that. okay.
Just so you're not like what?
Okay, it's on none right now. You can probably hear me clicking. Anyways. Oh man! What a great day it is to go to McDonald's. Hey! Wait! No! What are you trying to bring in? Why? These are my new pair of flip flops. Don't they look great, Top Hat? No. Are you kidding me? You're going to a restaurant wearing flip flops. You do know you're in an establishment, right? But, you know, this is McDonald's. No one takes McDonald's seriously. Well, I mean, I do. I mean, they sell millions of hamburgers, like, every day to people all over America. I think we should show them, like, at least some semblance of respect. You can't just, like, walk into a store, like, what, you wouldn't walk into a 5-star restaurant wearing flip-flops, would you? Why would you walk into any restaurant? It's indecent. Well, I don't know. I just thought it would be nice. You know, wear something breathable, something nice. I mean, it's just McDonald's, man. Calm down. You don't even wear shoes. Well, you don't either. Why did you decide to wear flip-flops now? What's the difference? What made you choose to suddenly put on flip-flops to go into an establishment, a restaurant in particular, a specific place where you are not supposed to wear flip-flops? Well, I don't know. I mean, I just saw them outside, and I thought, you know, it would be nice to put them on, wear them around, try them out. You find them on the ground? You take them? Maybe someone's feet could probably like burning on the ground right now, and you stole the flip-flops. You can't do that. Shut up, man! I don't know. I'm done with this bit.
Oh my! Oh, that was great.
It was great. I don't consider myself very good at improv, but thank you.
Somebody please animate that. I'm gonna I'm gonna like pay somebody to animate that.
Definitely shorten it though. If you're doing that, I went on for a bit longer than I should have.
All right. This interview went on for an hour and 30 minutes. Longest interview to date.
Dang.
Yeah. Any closing remarks?
Not necessarily. Watch Object Battle City, and if you're in the mood for it, you can even shoot one a dislike or two. So yeah, thanks for the interview. Thanks for having me on here. Keep it real, guys.
Uh-huh. Alrighty then, thank you all. Oh god, I burped. Excuse me. Thank you all for watching the interview. Tune in next week where I'm gonna interview somebody. I don't know who I'm gonna interview because I haven't asked. Yeah. Have a great week. Eat your spinach, and yeah, have a nice day. Goodbye.
And don't forget to gamble.
And gamble. Gamble all your money savings. Gamble all your life savings.
You'll make it back eventually. You'll make it back eventually.
Your youth is fleeting. There is no coming back from the death. Nothing matters. There is no God.